So I'm going to show you how to get logged into the Apporto platform and then into AutoCAD, and we're going to start our first AutoCAD drawing of this semester. So I'm going to go to cjuhd.apporto.com, or you can just click on the link in the assignment. That'll take you there too. We've got three different options. We're in the CAD class, so we're going to go to Launch. And you may have to log in with your credentials. I've already logged in today, and so it's got me on, it's remembering me from the first time. You'll just use your school credentials to get you logged in, your long ID at CJUHSD, and then for your password, it's your short ID plus the capital PWD. That's how you're going to get logged in. This takes me to the Apporto platform, and it's basically like an external computer on some server somewhere. It looks just like a computer desktop. You're going to open up AutoCAD. Go ahead and click OK if you get that same message. Now in AutoCAD, we're going to be using the architectural feature of AutoCAD. We haven't used this, or we didn't use this first semester. And so the very first thing we're going to do in AutoCAD is we're going to type in the word units, UNITS, enter. And we're going to select that we are going to be using architectural units. Now what that means is, instead of using just straight numbers, we're now going to be using feet and inches. And to distinguish between the two, we have to use the foot symbol and the inch symbol anytime we type in a number. For instance, if I was going to get a line and start that line, notice that there is a measurement in blue that follows my line. Right now it says 1' dash 1 7/8, quotation mark. The apostrophe after the 1 is the foot symbol, and the quotation mark after the 8 is the inch symbol. So if I'm going to draw my house, I'm actually going to draw my house at full scale. I'm going to draw it. If my house is 50 feet long, I'm going to draw my line here 50 feet long. But what I want you to do is we're going to create a rectangle. That rectangle is going to be 35 feet by 25 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point my mouse this direction. I'm going to type in 35 apostrophe. That apostrophe stands for feet. Enter. And look where my line goes. It goes way off to the right, farther than I can get to. So I'm going to hit enter and break off my line. And in order for me to see my entire line, I either have to scroll out using my roller ball on my mouse so that I can see my entire line. Sometimes my mouse won't allow me to scroll out that far, but if I double click on my roller ball, sometimes that will work, and then I can scroll out a little farther. If that doesn't work, you simply type the letter Z for zoom, enter, and then here are all the options in the zoom command. I'm going to choose all right here, zoom all. You can either click on it, or you could type the letter A and hit enter. So this is a 35-foot line. And it's 35 feet line because that's the length that I gave it. I'm going to hit escape to unselect that line. Now from here, I'm going to get the line command, and I'm going to go vertical 25 feet. So 25 apostrophe, enter. You notice that takes me off my line as well. Remember to navigate around. If you press and hold your roller ball on your mouse, you can pan around by scrolling in and out using your roller ball. You can zoom in and out. If you're using a keypad or just a touchpad, you're going to want to use, if you type in pan, P-A-N, enter, that gives you that hand, and you can click and hold, and you can drag your mouse. Then just hit escape will break you out of pan. If you're using your touchpad for zoom, to zoom in and out, just type Z enter, and that will allow you to, if you make a window, you can zoom in on a window. What I typically do is just go Z enter, A enter, and that gives me the entire thing. If you want to do a window, you can use your fingers on your touchpad to zoom in and out. If you want to zoom in on a certain area, you type Z enter, W enter for window, and then you can put a little window around an area, and it'll zoom in on that specific area. It's much easier if you have a mouse, so I'd highly recommend that you get a mouse if you don't already have one. So anyways, I'm going to finish off this rectangle. So I'm going to get another line started at the top here. Remember, if you have OSNAP turned on, that's the square down here. If it's blue, you can turn on end point, midpoint, center. You can turn any of these things on, which gives you the little green box at the end of the line. I'd also recommend that you have polar tracking turned on. That gives you that green line. You see that green line that's attached. So anyways, I'm going to go back this direction, 35 apostrophe for feet, and then I'm going to go straight down 25, or I can just go back to my original location. So what I have here is a 35 feet by 25 foot rectangle, and now I'm going to give this line some thickness so that it becomes my wall. And we're going to have our exterior walls all at 6 inches thick. So the way that I'm going to create thickness for my lines is I'm going to go to the modify toolbar. The bottom right corner is the offset command. So I'm going to go offset. I'm going to type in the number 6. Now if I don't use any symbol at all, my computer is going to assume that I'm using inches. So if you want to type in inches, you hold the shift key down and hit the quotation mark. So it's the 2 lines, which is 6 inches. If you don't put anything, that's inches also. So 6, and I'm going to click on my exterior wall here and click inside. Click on this wall and click inside the box. Click, 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 enter. And then I'm going to zoom in on my corners here, and I'm going to go trim, enter, and I'm going to get rid of those corners, these inner corners. Scroll down here, click, click, click. So what that does is that has created the exterior wall of the house that we're going to be drawing. All right. So this is the exterior wall of the house that we're going to be drawing. Hit escape. That breaks you out of the command. And we are going to save. So I'm just going to come up here to save as. And I want you to save this right on the desktop. So go to desktop and give your file a name. This is going to be, we'll call this our class, or how about this, your period. And this could be period 4, period 5, period 6, whatever period you're in, period 4 house. Save. And when we get out of our AutoCAD program, now I'm on the Apporto platform again. Notice period for house. All right, it's located right down here. So the next time I come into Apporto and I open up AutoCAD, all I have to do is go open, and it should be right on the desktop. It should be right there, and I can open up my drawing right from the desktop of Apporto. Okay, so for today, that's all I want you to do. I want you to create the exterior wall of a 35 by 25 rectangular house. Okay, that's it for today.